Chainsaws don't buy property rights. The sound of a chainsaw at 6 a.m. on a Saturday isn't just an annoyance. It's the sound of $30,000 disappearing every single minute. I ran outside, heart hammering against my ribs, my breath hitching in the humid air. There stood Miller. He was standing over the mangled, bleeding remains of my heritage oak. He didn't even look guilty. He just wiped sweat from his forehead with a grimy sleeve and pointed toward the lake. He told me the branches were blocking his sunset like I was the one being unreasonable. Miller moved in 6 months ago with a massive ego and a chip on his shoulder. It started small. He'd trim a hedge here, move a fence marker there. Every time I confronted him, my stomach would knot up. I'd tell him, Miller, stay off my dirt. He'd just smirk, adjust his expensive sunglasses, and say that good neighbors share the view. But those oaks weren't just wood. They were planted by my grandfather. They were my privacy, my shade, my history. That Saturday was the breaking point. Seeing those 100-year-old giants reduced to sawdust and stumps made my blood turn to ice. I didn't scream. I didn't throw a punch. I just walked back inside with my hands shaking so hard I could barely dial the phone. I called a specialized arborist and the best property lawyer in the state. You see, Miller didn't understand. Tree law, replacing a sapling is cheap. Replacing a century-old white oak, that requires heavy machinery, specialized transport, and a price tag that looks like a phone number. We spent weeks documenting everything. Surveyors confirmed he'd crossed the line by 15 feet. The arborist appraised the damage at nearly $400,000 because of the age and species. When the process server handed Miller the papers, he actually laughed. He thought it was a joke. But the laughter died during the deposition when he realized I wasn't suing for the wood. I was suing for restoration. Because he did it intentionally, the judge applied treble damages. That's triple the cost. Miller had to sell that very house to cover the judgment. He wanted a better view of the lake, and now he gets to see it from the window of a cramped apartment across town. I used the settlement to plant mature replacements and a very, very tall stone wall. Some people have to learn the hard way that you can't just cut your way through someone else's life. If you've ever dealt with a neighbor from hell, tell me your story. In the comments, don't forget to follow for more justice.